All right, so a lot of people ask, how did you start playing Magic? And it kind of got me thinking a little bit about all of our MTG origins. And I thought, what a cool way if all of us can maybe share our origin story. So here's mine. You can tweet them at me at MTG headquarters and hashtag them MTG origins. Should be pretty fun. So I think I was probably 14 at the time. It was right around the time of Revised, I believe. I don't remember ever playing a set any earlier than that. And my older cousin Adam, who's 1 year older than me, his mom and my mom are twins. I'm also a twin, my sister. And he was older than me, but we were really good friends back then. And our parents, our moms had, and obviously our dads, but our two families have purchased like this plot of land. And my aunt and my family, both families, built houses on this land out in the country. Not too far to like ride a bike. I used to ride my bike to the mall. It was, I forget what it was called, although the guy that ran the cart shop was also my bus driver. Shout out Doug. He was also my bus driver, and I went to West Bend, Wisconsin, high school and middle school and whatever. But my cousin's 1 year older than me, and so he started playing games. His friends must have got him into it, I assume. I don't know his hashtag MTG origin story, but maybe he'll share it. I don't remember if I started playing Magic first, or actually there was this game called, I actually played Vampire the Masquerade a little bit, a couple of times with him. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the competition of it. I actually enjoyed rolling my characters more than like anything, and he introduced me to this game. He had some cards. I don't know where we got our cards back then, but I think I got my first job when I was about 15 years old. And once I got my first job, then I could buy cards. Not a ton of them, but I could buy them. I never bought singles. Always bought packs. I've always been a pack cracker. Obviously now the whole 50,000 almost subscribers on the YouTube channel. You guys all must love pack cracking too. And so I remember a couple things. So he introduced me to that game, or Rage. I remember there was a game called Rage where it was flip cards with werewolves. They were beautiful cards. Flip cards. I think Upper Deck printed them, or it was crazy. This is back when I started playing Magic, I was still collecting baseball cards. Like I was still buying baseball cards, collecting them, football cards. So I've always been into sports cards. And so the Magic thing was a natural thing to me, this motion, opening a pack. And so I built some decks with him using his cards. I think almost all my decks were probably made of his cards. I don't remember amassing a huge collection, but one of the earliest decks I ever remember playing and going to tournaments was a mono red deck. I can actually remember most of the parts of it. I think it was like 4 lightning bolts, 4 disintegrates, 4 fireballs, 4 lava bursts, I think. So Ice Age might have been out at the time. I didn't have enough money to afford a play set of cards, so I played with commons, right? I played with 4 fire elementals, and I think sometimes 4 earth elementals, as well as Wall of Stone. I had like 1 or 2 forks in my deck. That might have been it. Back when I started playing, the guys with the real money had things like Gauntlet of Might in their red decks, and Mox Rubies. Obviously I didn't have either of those things. It's pretty fun now to have opened a Mox Ruby out of a pack, and maybe I'll finally stop chasing with these $5,000 starter decks trying to get another one. But I remember one of the first tournaments I played in, I was like probably 15 years old, 14 or 15, and I made it all the way. We used to play at this mall. It's now a strip mall, but it used to be an inside mall. And I remember Magic tournaments having like 40, 50, 60 people. It wasn't an F&M. It was like he ran tournaments during the day on weekends. And I played in that tournament and I did really well. I made it all the way to the final round where it was me, like a 14-year-old kid. Again, so this is a memory that I'll always remember. So me at like 13, 14 years old, playing against a guy who in my mind, he was like 45. But now that I'm older, he probably was like in his 20s or early 30s. But he had like Mox Rubies and Gauntletamites. Well, he actually forfeited to me and let me win the tournament. It was crazy. It was just so cool. And or we split. I think it was like early on. I had no idea what was going on. He's just like, eh. Or we played it out. He beat me easily, but he gave me first prize and he took second prize. And after that, I was like totally hooked on the community, you know. And I started going to other tournaments. They had some at like a local, it was called the Teen Center back then. It was like a rec center for teens. I remember going to like concerts there, like local bands. I think one of the bands that I was in when I was young played places like that all the time. And that was kind of like the first year. Now, where that year ended was with a bit of tragedy. I actually got all of my cards stolen at a Magic tournament. I carried them around in one of those folding boxes. And here's another nod to the community. So what happened to me is I was playing in a tournament. I must have forgot my cards somewhere and someone stole them. There's only like a few people left in the room, so we figured out pretty quickly who it was. Now here's me, I'm like 14, 15. I know I wasn't 16 because my mom was picking me up from the mall. So definitely know I wasn't old enough to drive. But here these guys like chased after this person. These guys that didn't even know me, you know, chased after somebody whom we thought might have taken my cards. And that really stuck with me. It's that community. Yeah, there is a piece of garbage that stole cards. There's garbage in every community, you know. And so yeah, after losing all my cards, I think I was pretty soured from the game. And obviously I didn't have a ton of money to rebuild. And so, you know, I kind of took some time off. And then maybe 10 years went by. Like, this game has always been there for me. So maybe 10 years went by, and flash forward to like my second or third year in college. And I meet a friend. I was working at Walmart in the electronics section in Janesville, Janes Vegas, Wisconsin. And I made good friends with a guy named Shane there, and he played Magic. And I was like, oh, dude, I play Magic, you know. I think this is somewhere around like Kamigawa block. And I remember I was in college, I had like no money. I remember just running up my credit cards, buying packs, or because I worked at Walmart, I got like 10% off. So I'd buy packs, even though this is how silly, like, so now I know the score, you know, like, now me would just buy a booster case or something. But I was still buying single packs at Walmart for $4 and getting, you know, getting them for like $3.60 and thinking that was an awesome deal for a pack of Magic cards. And I remembered some of the cards because it must have been around the time of a core set as well. So I bought whatever core set it was. And I think I bought Kamigawa, and I actually think I ended up with some original Ravnica stuff. So I was popping in and out of the game. But I was in college, I couldn't afford to play. We just played like together, and we didn't know anybody else who played, and there really wasn't a huge scene there that I knew of. So so it kind of died again. Fast forward to after grad school, I'm like in my probably mid-20s, mid to late 20s. I'm 30 now. Right around Dark Ascension, I finally came back, hopefully for good. I hadn't been in the game for a really long time. I'd never even seen a Planeswalker. And I had, you know, I have a job that I can support a habit like this, a hobby, I mean. And, you know, I started a YouTube channel doing the thing I love, opening packs, and the rest is history. I really love this game, but I love the community more. And so that's really what keeps me coming back, and that's what I love most about this game. Yeah, I enjoy sick pulls, I enjoy cracking packs. That part is always my favorite. I love competing, I love limited play, but the community has really always been awesome ever since I was like 13 years old. So 17 years later, the community is still great, and that's my MTG origin story. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you haven't already, check out some of our most popular playlists, from MTG vlogs, sick gameplay videos, new product breaks, and some insane vintage openings. I upload 3 to 4 new Magic the Gathering videos every week, so if you haven't already, please take a moment to crush that subscribe button to join one of the fastest growing Magic the Gathering channels on YouTube. Talk to you later.